Hi guys, welcome back to another unboxing video. My name is Thomas and today I shall be enjoying some Croatian red wine liqueur while doing this video. So, cheers. Wow, delicious. Okay. Right, so today I actually know very well what we're going to unbox. GravaStar sent me another keyboard, and I'm quite excited for this one. So let's dig into this. Now, I have previously shown another GravaStar Mercury keyboard, which was a very eye-catching piece, which I thought looked absolutely amazing, but which I could see would be divisive. Surely not everybody would be quite into that level of ostentatiousness in terms of print. But this time we have some changes, and I thought it would be cool to showcase those to you. So first let me get rid of this. There you go, very shiny box. And as you can probably already see from the print, this one looks quite different from the previous version. Wow, fucking lovely. So, let's see, what does it say? Aluminum alloy frame, 5-layer acoustic structure, gasket mount structure, blah, 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 smart color display, immersive RGB lighting, music sync, RGB, ergonomic front height, whatever. Hi-fi smooth typing field. That doesn't mean anything. So let's have a look a little bit. Get away. A little bit further in. Looks like it's called the K98 Pro, and that already gives you a little bit of a hint into one of the things that got changed, because the previous one I covered was, I think it was a TKL or maybe 75% or something, whatever. It was small. It was very small. But this time they sent me, well, come on. They sent me a nearly full-size one. Look at that. So this is not quite a full-size one. It's 98%, of course. But this is already a big upgrade. Now, before I dive a little bit deeper into this, I first want to look at the accessories box. So, there's a lot of shit in there. Anything else in here? Very foamy, this box. I'm going to put that down a little bit more gingerly. Okay, USB adapter. Very common find nowadays in keyboards. This looks like, yeah, switches. That's a part I'll come to in a second. What is this? What is this? Oh, I think this is yes. I think this is a cleaning brush. So this has got a lot of fine hairs on it, and then the other side uses some sort of sliding switch, has stiffer hairs on it. So you can use that to clean your keyboard. I can't remember whether the previous model had that, but that's actually quite nice. Yeah, that's that's pretty good. So yeah, clean between here and whatnot, and yeah, cool, nice. I'm a fan. A USB cable with an angled adapter, no less. It's always useful to have a couple of those. Fuck, I might have to re-pour myself some. And a manual, and A very standard keycap puller. Oh, but it is branded. Kind of a weird color to use for this keyboard. Not pre-splayed, oh my god. And a cleaning cloth, looks to me like. Yeah, that looks, ooh, it's very static, yeesh. It's extremely static, but let's see, wow, even this is GravaStar branded. See, it's got the logo on it. And that looks like a space bar. Just gonna rip through this a little bit faster. Yeah, that's an alternate space bar. So this looks like it's fully die subbed. Yeah. And this looks like a switch puller, loose switch puller. Again, this is a very well-known model. It's a standard metallic type. Nowadays you often see them integrated into one another, but I guess you can use this. So about the switches, this is one of the other reasons I wanted to cover this. These switches, as you can see, look quite different. In fact, they don't look like MX switches at all. They use MX mount clearly, but it's very different. Now, I thought, and it's kind of a shame I threw that away, I was under the impression that this was a Hall effect keyboard and that these were simply different Hall effect switches. However, I just noticed that on the bottom they have contact legs, which to me puts great doubt into whether these are actually magnetic switches or not. Maybe I can open one up real quick and have a look inside, because I could swear it said HE on the product page, but maybe I'm mistaken. I mean, it would seem weird to have contact legs on a HE keyboard, and it also seems weird to ship your keyboards with different switches than are actually inside of the keyboard itself. Feckin' shite. Okay. I probably should get a switch opener for this, which I have lying around here somewhere, but never been a huge fan of this sort of leg arrangement. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's very clearly a set of contacts and no magnet to be seen anywhere. So these would appear to be contact-based switches. Well, anyway, they are definitely something new, so that does give me a new switch to review at least. Yeah, it is linear. Yeah, it's linear. Okay, and now we finally get to the keyboard. Okay, so let's plug this in for a second. Is that working? Yes, that appears to be working. Very simple backlighting. I also just noticed that not all of the caps are transparent. There's actually quite a lot going on in this keyboard. From a distance it looked somewhat simplistic or minimalistic, but up close there's actually a lot more going on. Yeah, there you go. So let me extend the feet here and the chassis, which is also lit, by the way. So by default, just like the other one, it comes with white backlighting, I guess, but it is RGB. You can display on it what you want. Also light in the feet, you don't get that very often. Now the chassis here is a very interesting and unusual shape, as you can see. So this is quite an eye catcher, but in terms of, let's say, assault on the senses, this is much more subdued than the neon graffiti model I covered earlier. So yeah, I'm quite interested to give this a look. Some other interesting features that these keyboards have is a display here, and of course a volume wheel as well. This is not a tiny keyboard, so you're actually allowed to have functionality on it. So yeah, I'm pretty curious to. Oh, did I accidentally break the connection, or did it just go to sleep? Probably just went to sleep. I dare not actually push any of the keys right now because it might stop the recording. But let me just open a test program. So yeah, as I thought, I went to sleep. It's not actually registering, but I'm probably doing something wrong. Let's just do some typing test. As you can see, I can type a lot faster when I'm not having to use this sort of angle with the camera in the middle like I normally do with the typing demonstration. Looks good though. Interesting typing feel. Oh, it's been a while that I covered contact-based switches. Nowadays I often do HE switches or TMR. Oh, excuse me, man, that was hindering me a lot. Okay, cool. So, well, yeah, that's nice. I'm very glad that this time they chose to do it in a usable size format at least. I still think it would be better if it was 100%. I think 98% is just not quite it for me, but obviously it's a huge improvement on, what was it, 75 or TKL. So yeah, there we go, the GravaStar K98. I think it's still supposed to be a Mercury, but they keep calling it K98 everywhere. So yeah, in any case, I guess that's going to be it for the review. Sorry, not the review, the unboxing. Review is due some point in the future, I guess. And I'll see you later. Thanks, guys.